My name is Barista Zapata and I am a barista. I started at a college union coffee shop. I was craving interaction with humans because before that I was a janitor and I never saw people, and when I did I got super excited about it and I was like, oh, I get to talk to these people, and then they would leave and then I'd have to go back to like cleaning toilets or something, and I was like, I don't like this anymore. I really want to like talk to people. So I thought coffee was disgusting. So then I started drinking coffee just black because the people around me were drinking coffee black. And they're like, that's the best way to have coffee. And I was like, okay, like I'll try it. And then I fell in love with it. And now I basically drink almost all my coffee black. I guess there probably are like coffee snobs out there. I'm not, for the most part. So I'm open to what people like. Some people like sugar in their coffee. Some people like their coffee black. So there is that realm where people like shame other baristas or other people who like coffee if they don't drink it black or they don't know about certain brew methods. I've been in that place where I didn't know anything about coffee, so I have sympathy for people who like come in and they're like, oh, I want a large cappuccino, and I'm like, we don't make cappuccinos large. So I worked at this student union. It was for a Baptist college in Fort Worth. And it was definitely a great environment, and I loved working there. I loved the people that I worked with, and I loved the people that I served. And because it was a Baptist college, I was surrounded by, believers in Christ, and so that really grew me, one, in Christ, but also grew me in like hospitality, in being humble and willing to serve other people in whatever capacity that might look like. I definitely had to disconnect from God for a couple of years, and it definitely built me up because I didn't go to that school, I just worked there. So I was interacting with these students who are learning about this stuff. They're learning about theology, and they're practicing it by going out and evangelizing and doing all this stuff. So it definitely motivated me to be like, oh, maybe there is something more to this. Maybe I should be reading my Bible more. Maybe I should be listening to these conversations. So it definitely grew me in my faith and made it stronger. I think as I've gotten more into coffee, I've learned more about it, and then you get to interact with, you start to build relationships with people, and I think that's the part of coffee that I like, is being able to remember people's names, remember their orders, and you start to ask them about their life. Well, how are your kids? Well, do you have a family? Like all that kind of stuff. And I think that really motivates me to continue. This current coffee shop that I'm working at, we are currently building it up, so it hasn't opened yet, but it will open pretty soon. It's just been very nice to be able to put my input on that, like my theories or my ideas, my opinion about what we should do. Right now I'm learning how to do a rosetta, which is so, it looks so easy. I'll watch videos on it, my boss will do it, and I'm like, wow, okay, I can do it, and then I try and I can't, and so I have to learn that I'm not gonna be good at it the first or 20 times into it. I'm gonna make mistakes, and it's gonna take a while before I get to this point where I can do it without really thinking too hard about it. If you're interested in coffee, definitely look into it. It's very fun, it's very rewarding, and then you'll start to learn about the world in it, because coffee's only grown in Africa, it's not grown in the United States at all. There's such a science behind it, where it grows, what is the altitude, how is it processed, how is it roasted, all of that plays into what the cup actually comes out to. So if you have a delicious cup of coffee, you have to know the whole process behind it for it to have gotten to that point where it's something you can enjoy. But the most rewarding part about being a barista is just seeing people's face, especially when they get their coffee and they're like, wow, that's so beautiful, especially if it's in-house, they take pictures and post it, and so you always feel like you're bringing somebody joy by just giving them something simple like coffee.